They're Christmas. They were a Christmas present.
That's good for the audio.
That's your drum set. That's my old drum set.
Welcome to the listeners to the NCR Podcast.
One, two.
Seems to be working.
Check. 1, 2.
Prestige worldwide.
3 o'clock.
Wide.
See, it's 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies. Well, this is a little different setting, eh?
A little different than at the gym.
A little different.
The majestic Riverside South.
Yeah.
Beautiful Riverside South. I made like a tunnel. Not a tunnel, but
Like a walking track out there?
yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Tunnel.
I did it all, and then Felix wanted to go inside.
Really?
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening, we're talking about snow. There's a lot of snow in his backyard, and there's a little tunnel, I guess you could say. Did you build snow forts with them?
No, it's like a maze. It's more like a maze.
Yeah, it's more like a maze.
Not
Right.
yet. Not yet. No forts.
Make us fort, man.
I know.
Just turn that whole maze into a giant fort.
He just doesn't really know what's going on, really. So, like, want to go outside, gets like super excited. Yeah, let's go outside. We go outside, and then like 15 minutes later, it's like, hey, let's go.
Instantly
back inside.
bored.
Or,
Yeah.
or
Where's
make
Paw
a
Patrol?
giant pile of snow and throw him into
Yeah.
it.
I was making like seats with him, so he could like take breaks and sit down, kind of running around.
Take breaks.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's start by addressing where we've been for the last month. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I
We haven't podcasted in a while.
Yeah. I mean, I think first was Christmas. That
Mm.
was the big one. We didn't do anything over
Oh, yeah,
Christmas.
that's true.
Yeah.
And then me and you were away for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last podcast we did?
It was the one that blew up. It was that one about barriers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
Which was a great one.
which is a great one.
I
Not-
can't wait to make a follow-up on that one.
That's what I say. That was a hot topic.
Yeah, we got a lot of good feedback, like from affiliate owners that messaged us and said they listened to it and they were gonna change their policies or at least hold a staff meeting and talk about it, which is great. So thanks for listening. And if you guys have, there's kids downstairs.
It's
yelling.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the mics will pick up.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll pick up anything.
I
Because
know.
even if I'm a little bit away from the mic, I
even
can barely
listening.
hear a
Well, I
thing.
have my headphones in right now, and I don't hear it at all in my headphones. So
there you
that's
go.
It's
just
just
fine.
annoying.
For you guys, yeah.
That's okay. Block it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the last couple of weeks, why don't we talk about that real quick? We'll start off talking about what you were doing mainly.
Yeah. Well,
What I was following you doing.
the sanctional, the era of the sanctionals is kicked off.
Officially started.
Well, it officially started with Dubai, but
Yeah.
Wodapalooza was a huge one, and I competed there with on a team in the elite division
Mm-hmm.
with Tim Paulson, Megan Reardon, and Christine Best.
Mm-hmm.
They had a team it was
Forged
called
by Zeus.
Yeah,
Epic.
and they had Con Porter on the team, the Australian, and then I think a month before he kind of backed out.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim just messaged me and said, "You want to hop on a team?" And I said, "Yeah." So I went down there. I went to train with them in New York because both those girls are from New York.
Mm-hmm.
We went there for 2 or 3 days, trained together, and then Wodapalooza was a couple weeks after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good time. Yeah, I mean, for those of us who follow the YouTube who are watching this, they probably saw it because we did the entire behind the scenes.
Yeah.
5 days of it. So if you're a listener and you want to see that, you can go check that out on our YouTube channel.
Mm.
And then after that, we were on a cruise for 5 days.
Yeah, we're on Wad on the Waves cruise, fitness cruise, full of CrossFitters and influencers.
It
Rowing
was,
and Fireball.
rowing and fireball.
Yeah, rowing and
It
fireball.
wasn't as bad as I thought. I was worried. I was
Yeah.
honestly worried. When I first saw that, when I first saw the poster go up at the gym in May or whatever.
Worried about what?
I thought it was gonna be crazies. I thought it was gonna be a bunch of crazy people who
Yeah.
are obsessed creeper status. Because realistically,
Creeper stat.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot different too.
I thought you guys were just gonna be mobbed the whole time and but it was so normal.
So normal,
So
so
normal.
laid back.
Yeah.
Just it was great. We were coaching classes in the morning or throughout the day, and we could enjoy the boat, take each other's classes. All the classes were like no longer than 30 minutes total from start to finish. And it was cool. You could like literally take a class with Rich Froning in the morning and then Pat Veller in the afternoon. And like you always had different games athletes or invites at all of these sessions. So it was cool.
It felt natural. You know what I mean? Like even like I'm just finishing up editing the behind the scenes I shot for it, and like Austin was talking about how like the seminars and lectures were so popular. Yeah. And like thinking about that as if like if I was a participant in the cruise, like on there for fun, like that would have been so cool. I didn't even think about that. They did like
Hinshaw
programming
had, like,
lectures.
800 people at his programming lecture, and I think he gave more than one.
Yeah. He had his aerobic capacity seminars.
Yeah, he gave lectures. Ackerman gave some lectures on nutrition.
Way.
So did
E.C. Sinkowski, Hamplan did a programming lecture.
Yeah, they did a programming lecture. Yeah, it was cool.
Froning and Friends did a Q&A thing with like the good dudes in Austin.
Yeah, and
they
did like a Froning and Friends podcast.
That's really
like
sick.
Live
That's
podcast.
really sick.
But yeah, it was just weird because it like
you can learn and have fun.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
There's a bit of everything.
Yeah. I was
telling Austin after,
surprised.
I'm like, man, if we had some issues or they had some issues filling the boat this year, they will not next year.
No, next year's going to sell out.
Next year they're going to have a pre-sale and whatever, because it's it was a lot more fun than I thought.
Yeah, it was a good time. Well, now we're back.
And we got Pete on board here because he's doing the MAC qualifiers and they're done.
MAC, what does that stand for?
Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge.
Where is it? In the middle Atlantic.
Washington.
DC, I think. Someone said Baltimore. Someone said DC. It's like the same place, but I don't know what actual city it's in.
Huh.
Yeah.
I looked it up on Instagram. It said Washington, D.C. But I think that's like super close, so they could have two locations.
Yeah.
How are those going?
They're going good. It's sweet. It was really sweet because it was only 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
That's kind of ideal.
And we did both. So the first week they released 3 workouts. Then the second week they released 2 workouts. And both weeks we did all the workouts in the same day. So it was kind of like a Band-Aid. It was just, you just get them done and then you literally don't worry about it. We were talking about that after because the open, it drags on so long, and this one was
5 days of your life every week.
Yeah.
And I think it was kind of cool too that wasn't that like the first qualifier that on a team you had to do them together.
Yeah, that was really cool. I don't know if there was a first one, but
that's
it was just like team series.
Yeah, so you had to do the qualifiers with your team, so it's not like individual scores put together for a top team.
Yeah, it was sweet, and that made it really fun too. It made it fun because we had to organize it, and that's actually partly why I guess we did it all on the same day because it was just easier to get everyone together and just do them all at once.
Where you guys finish?
We don't know yet. We were 20th after week 1. Out of 70 teams, top 40 make it. And then
you say you were 20th?
20th.
Oh wow.
After week 1. And then we'll see where we land. We haven't put our scores up. We're playing the game.
You're playing the game.
Yeah, we're playing the game.
Catfishing a little bit.
Fine.
What other teams? Are there any other notable names in there that you have seen?
The best one on there in first place is Plus Ultra.
Oh yeah,
they were in such Miami. A weird name.
I don't know why he called it.
Why are they called Plus Ultra?
I don't know. Who was on that one again?
They called it 4K Ultra. It's Travis Williams.
Right, that one.
So I asked Travis. I'm like, "How'd you put this team together?" He's like, "I slid into their DMs."
Yeah.
He slid in. He said he went down the list of the individual games athletes and just messaged.
No.
Like everyone.
Yeah.
And
the ones that responded
formed a team.
First
goes down to the DM, man.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. So he got in there and that's what he did for Wodapalooza. So he did the same thing for the Mid-Atlantic. He like realized that there's no super teams signed up. So like last minute he got.
I don't even know who's on this team. It's him,
Gamboa.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Alexis Johnson.
Yeah.
And they had Bethany Shadburn.
Oh.
They're all from the Texas area. Or like
so it's
I don't
easy.
know where they're from, but
so
in
they
Texas.
can get together and do it.
Yeah. But then Bethany heard her back. So they called Jen Smith, and like Jen, like the next morning, got on a flight, 6 a.m.
Is Jen Smith from Texas too?
No, she's from Kentucky. So she went down there, did the workouts with him on the Monday, and then did them when they came out. So she just stayed all week there. But yeah, that's just how he's putting the teams together.
I don't know who else is. I mean, there's. I'm looking at the leaderboard. There's a couple Invictus teams, or at least one. There's West Pied has a team from his affiliate.
Yeah. He messaged me asking for your scores.
I talked to him today.
Yeah.
I talked to him today. I was curious. I didn't know if it was like his local team or if he had like a super team. But they had a really good time. Like the thruster burpee one, I think we did it in just under 12 minutes.
Yeah.
They did it under 11 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really good.
Fast.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we also Sanctionals are in full swing. We got the Open coming up. That's a big part of what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
But Open's coming up.
Does
it feel different this year for you guys?
Yeah.
From like an athlete perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it does.
Why?
I'm not as stressed about it.
Not as stressed about it at all.
Last year I wasn't that stressed about it either for some weird reason. Like going into it.
Yeah.
I know I had a good first workout, but even going into it, I remember feeling not crazy stressed, and I remember feeling like it wasn't I don't know why. Maybe because the year before I didn't make it.
Or because you came fourth in the world in that workout. Just saying.
I already experienced it.
I said, or because you came fourth in the world in that workout, so you might have known.
No, I said,
like right before that workout.
leading into that, before even knowing the workout. I wasn't stressed.
Okay.
Yeah. But the year before I didn't make it to regionals. So maybe it's the experience of that and knowing the world won't blow up if you don't make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, for us, it's just like, it obviously feels different because there's no realistic next step after the Open. I mean, there is, because we could, stars aligned, finish top 20.
Mm-hmm.
But like before, it was like, obviously you're shooting for regionals, and that's
Mm-hmm.
way more realistic.
Yeah, way in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it was really, it was stressful in that sense. But are they still doing regions?
Yes. Wait. Good question.
Yeah, it's probably just
not.
countries. It's probably just countries.
The leaderboard's up.
Yeah.
Because, originally, before it was like, it's not just your country. It's like everyone in your region.
Yeah.
You get excited to see the same guys.
That's a
on the
good question. I
leaderboard.
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Regions are probably just not existing anymore.
Who's going to win Canada, do you guys think?
Vellner.
Or Vigneault. Vigneault beat Vellner last year. But if Vellner maybe Vellner's going to take it more seriously this year. But
he also
already has a
need
qualifying
to,
spot.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to try hard, but there's zero pressure for him to actually make it.
And also traditionally, Fikowski puts big emphasis on region or the games, right? He kind of tapers himself. Maybe he's focusing on the Open this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
In years past, when he was just when he was not making that cut to the games by 1-2 spots, he was crushing the Open.
Oh, really?
Remember,
in his region.
Yeah, it's true.
Still pretty good.
I think worldwide. I think worldwide. Yeah. Like remember the first year the overhead squat chest to bar expanding time cap workout came out. He dusted that.
Yeah. Well, since we're looking up the region thing, since people love our opinions on the controversial things in CrossFit, let's talk about the Open from I saw that article Pete, I talked to him about it the other day, but he put on the back table at the gym, and it was like Champlain Valley talking about how they're boycotting the Open this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Champlain Valley.
Boycott.
Did you not see that article?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
They're boycotting the Open this year in their gym.
You know Jade?
Yeah, I know Jade.
He wrote the article, and he basically told everyone, this is stupid. We're not doing it.
Danny Horan.
Yeah.
Is she not doing the Open?
I'm sure she will.
He said in the article that his athletes are still doing it, and he's gonna he's not saying they can't do it. They're just not doing it in the gym anymore. They're not blocking off the Friday night and doing their big thing. It's just if you want to do it, you can find a judge and do it on your own.
Huh.
It's a bunch of complaining, if you ask me.
In the article?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't really make sense.
The article starts out saying we're not doing the Open this year, blah blah blah. But then it for these reasons, and then it goes on to say that they've had a steady decline in participation since 2014. So it's okay, well, that's on you, and it's not just this year that's causing that.
Yeah.
You obviously over the years, people have just kind of given up on it in your gym.
Yeah, we've had an increase.
And then he goes on to say that everyone in the gym is going to do the Wodapalooza online qualifier. It's like you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like, do you expect everyone in your gym to like make Wodapalooza? Is that why you're doing it? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a little bit confusing and doesn't make much sense.
They're kind of like a more competitive gym, right? You'd say probably like you think they have like more athletes? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think any really.
Not any more or less than us.
No. I don't think that any gym that still exists is really a competitive gym. You can't really.
No. Yeah.
That makes sense. Actually live without, filling it with just like everyday people. But they do have competitive athletes that come out of it for sure. Mm-hmm. They've had a team at the games. I remember in 2012 there was a team at the games because they had this mammoth of a dude, crazy huge guy, and he walked the pendulum yoke. From one side to the other. When
you went?
Yeah. I remember specifically, I think we were in the same heat, and then he puts the yoke down, and he turns around, and he walks it back.
Same guy?
Same guy. Yeah. Huge.
Just a unit.
And Danny Horan's been to the games like 5 times.
Fraser came from that gym.
Fraser came from there, yeah. So I guess historically they've had like some competitive athletes.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about it from this perspective. So there's kind of like 3 tiers of people with the Open who each probably have their own opinions. There's like everyday gym goers, which probably don't care at all about any of these changes, and they're excited to do the Open, and maybe more of them are going to do it and whatever. Mm-hmm. Then there's probably...
I have something to say about that. Keep going.
Yeah. And then that's good. And then there's probably, there definitely is the second camp, which is those people who the regionals were either their games or have been trying for years to make it to regionals, and really we're counting on that. Those people I could see being pissed off because their chances of things are gone. And then there's also the top end where it's people who are, have the chance of going to the games and then trying to decide on how they attack the Open. So let's start with the general people. What do you think? You said you had something to say about that.
Well, just because some people don't really care what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I've talked to a few people in the gym, and they're like super disappointed about the changes because they think that it's like nothing exists anymore. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, they think they were like big
I wonder
fans
why
of the
nobody
games.
knows about the Sanctionals. Oh, is it because the entire media team? Because there's no coverage? Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? In the last actually couple of weeks since the Sanctionals, the weekends have been back to back to back.
Yeah.
I've noticed on all the games media that
they just piggyback on it.
Yeah, they're just piggyback on all.
Yeah, they reposted my vlog from Austin. They're just
great.
It's great for me, but they're just literally piggybacking off other people's content, which again for me as a media person is amazing.
That's what you wanted.
That's what I want.
Your dream was to work for CrossFit Games.
Boo. Yeah, but it's just funny because you're right. It's they're just oh sweet, we can just do this now. Anyway,
You can have your content on CrossFit Games without having to go to California.
True.
Just comfort of your own home. Just put it out.
Yeah, there you go. Interesting.
But then there's other people who in our gym who literally had no idea that regionals was even canceled. I talked to Max the other day. He's like, "Oh, are you gonna go to regionals?" I was like, "Dude, that doesn't exist anymore." He's like, "What?" He was floored by the whole thing. Yeah. I was like, "Oh man, how much time do you have?"
I think the biggest thing that affects that group, from my perspective, because that's the group I've been in forever, is that I'm just upset, and I would be upset that there's no more Open announcements really. They said they're doing something now that's different, but if you listen to that Talking Fitness podcast with Sean Woodland, Tommy Marquez, the guys who ran all of that, they were talking about what it actually takes to run these live announcements, and he's like, there's no chance even if HQ decides to do something, it's going to be more than someone live on an iPhone. Yeah. There's going to be no production because you need a full production team to do that. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things that I know inspired the most community too, because my gym, I've never been here for the Open, so I don't remember if you guys have said you've done it before, but the gym I was at before we'd get together on a Thursday night. We'd all watch the announcement. A couple of us would throw down on a Thursday night. It was kind of fun.
We did the exact same thing, yeah.
So that's sick, and that inspires community. So do you feel some people are going to be, maybe you guys as affiliate owners, because we can group you in that Open pool as affiliate owners, not athletes, are disappointed that things like that aren't happening and it's going to bring down the community? Or
I mean, I think it's just going to be up to the affiliate owner to kind of build that within their gym.
Build that own hype.
Yeah, build the own hype. I don't know,
we've already taken steps in a different direction to.
Yeah. The thing that's kind of funny is that for 99.9999% of athletes worldwide who sign up for the Open, who did last year to this year, nothing has changed.
Right.
You know, so it's like when people tell me like, what's the point of signing up for the Open now? Like, what was your point last year?
Yeah, you weren't
like,
going to regionals.
Yeah,
bro.
and I'm not saying this in a bad way or anything.
No.
It's just nothing has changed. You still want to compare yourself, across the world. You still want to compare yourself with people inside the gym. You still want to see your name on the leaderboard, and you still want to be part of something that's worldwide. You know, and that $20 that you spend towards that is just. Some people are saying, "Oh, what are we paying for? We don't get the live announcements anymore." It's like we weren't paying for the live announcements. You know, like CrossFit was.
Yeah.
And you know, and the live announcements, to your point, I don't know if they could just contract out companies weekly for 5 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe,
instead of having people on the payroll for the entire year to do those live announcements, we just have, you know, there's nothing stopping them from hiring out and having contracts for that. So it might still be a pretty decent production.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see.
I don't know about you guys, but I know you for sure, Pete. It's like on Thursday, when you wake up on Thursday morning and you know the announcements at 8 p.m., the day could not go by faster.
Yeah.
I mean, slower.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and I'd like to think that even if you're not a competitive athlete, if you're signed up, you still kind of have 100%. That feeling, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
So like, that's not gonna go unless. You know, if they really botch the first week and they say we don't have open announcements for the rest of the 5 weeks, then that kind of
because the talk originally was just to have them come out online, but now they put out an Instagram like a couple days ago or so, being like there will be an announcement, but like,
you know what though, the last 3 years, or maybe not 3 years, the last 2 years at least, they announced the workout. We've been doing our throwdowns on Thursday nights. They announce the workout and we don't even watch it. After we watch our own athletes, we literally are
we watch
refreshing for the refreshing, but we're watching the elite as we're waiting for the judges' scorecards to come up so that we can judge our own athletes. So we'll probably do.
So it's like, what's the
thing.
announcement? I could, you know, we could borderline just have an announcement of a live Instagram of Dave Castro just telling us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, from his little, you know, his garage.
For us though, it's fun to see.
It's fun.
Like watching Noah Olsen and Pat go last year. Yeah, that was like, it gives you a gauge right off the bat.
Exactly.
You know?
I would go back and look at them and be like, how are they pacing that? You know?
Yeah. How are they doing the burpees for sure? So like having that was beneficial, but in
terms of the Thursday night itself, though, for the members, we'll just put our own on Instagram Live or something like that, and we'll do the same announcements and have people throw down.
Throwdowns, and last year we had like the police throwdown, Ottawa Police and OPP. An OPP.
We had the pregnant.
We had the
women.
pregnant throwdown. We had the teens throwdown. We had.
I forget what else we did. There was a group of guys that just every year they like to do it.
Oh yeah, JD, Milad, Joey, and Mo.
It was like it's always the fourth one. They just love to get together and do it.
Going at it.
Ready to go.
So this year we'll try and spice it up and
usually
do a couple
we do
different
one
things.
Too.
We didn't last year.
Did we not do one last year? We did the year before though.
Yeah.
Do you think their live announcement this year, if they say they're doing one, is going to be the same thing as the team series? It's going to be diabetics doing it?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, they had scaled people do it last year.
That's what I mean. And it's been definitely trending in that direction. But like team series,
was that person a diabetic?
Maybe not the scale person, but the team series people were. Yeah. The team series were like people who were recovering or something. At least most of them. I didn't really watch many of the announcements, and then one of the announcements was literally just Rowan Boz.
Well, I think they probably learned from the team series because the first week they didn't have anybody, and the second week they had Noah and Travis go out and do it.
But like they're not gonna have.
Maybe they're just gonna bring athletes to HQ
and do it there.
That could be it.
Do you think though?
Hey, just ask them, hey guys, you want to come do it, and then you probably have a bunch of volunteers.
Yeah.
But isn't the whole thing like they don't care about that anymore? Like the athlete side of it?
They don't. I mean, the people that still work at the game for the games, like they care about making the games do well with what they have. Like they're not just like doing absolutely nothing. Like their budget is cut, but there's still people that work for CrossFit Games, and their job is to do whatever it is they can with whatever they've been given.
Yep.
So if it takes calling up the athletes and being like, come to Santa Cruz and do it.
That's a good question, man. I can't tell you if they actually care or not. But
well, even if they
originally it kind of looked like, and we felt like, maybe they didn't care as much. And the way that all the media is going, it's like it has nothing to do with elite CrossFitters from HQ, because they're still the games, obviously. But we know that HQ is the one funding the games. So
yeah, I mean, the thing that drew it to my mind is because even if they do think that maybe they'd invite athletes to Santa Cruz, it's like that's still plane tickets, like that's still, and if their budget's really cut, which it is, and if would they even spend the money on that? Like
probably less plane tickets than what it took to go to
Definitely.
Brazil
That's
and
very true.
Iceland.
But then
I would just think that a lot of games athletes who are trying to qualify, they'd have to call people who are already qualified. Like they'd have to call like Sweeney and Vellner, come throw down, because the Open doesn't mean anything to you guys anymore. Because people are going to be like, you have to pay me a lot of money to go to Santa Cruz to hit a workout on Thursday night.
That's right. Yeah.
Fly back
be
to my
the
gym
first
and,
one to do it in the entire world. Like, but I think before there was like that prestige, and if you were called to do it, then like let's do it.
And also it was like for those athletes who knew that they would do well in the Open, well meaning just enough to get to regionals. They could kind of coast it a little bit more. Yeah. Not coast but they didn't have to redo it over and over, like just to get to regionals. Yeah, who knows, man?
Well,
we'll wait and see.
It's surprising too, because like what you just mentioned about the Brazil thing, like that was more expensive. I honestly think they'd be more likely to do that than they would be to fly actual CrossFit Games athletes to Santa Cruz, because like Brazil is like one of the biggest markets right now for CrossFit or something crazy like that, and like so. And, like, isn't that the whole thing of what they're trying to do right now is, like, expand it globally more? So, like, maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll go to, like, just, like, a box in, like, these countries.
They did it last year. They went to Brazil.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is, like, I could almost see that happening more and just have local athletes in those countries throw down than an actual, like, even just bringing games out. Because that's what I'm saying is, like...
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
For them, I don't see with where they've been going and what they're pushing for... There's no benefit for them to have the games athletes come to Santa Cruz, but there's big benefit for them to go to like Prague.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could be right.
Where is the first announcement? Did they say it? No. They
No.
just said that there was going to be one.
Yeah, sort of.
And they've announced too. Well, Glassman announced that he's going to be working closely with Dave programming for the Open.
Right. What does that mean for us? What do you think?
Strict pull-ups.
Strict pull-ups and
Strict
20 minutes
Cindy.
of stretching. No. He's been, I don't know.
He's been programming for Mainsight, right?
Yeah, he's been doing some programming for Mainsight, but he's obviously smart enough to know that, he still needs to make a good competition and a good, Open workout style.
It might honestly be.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Honestly, who knows?
It might be good for the classic CrossFit athletes.
Yeah.
Like it might be a good output
What
for
is
you.
what is a classic CrossFit athlete?
So like the athletes who are really good with barbells and gymnastics but struggle with the things outside the gym.
Think of the programming lecture. Think of the programming lecture and the things that we mostly see on Mainsight. That would be, I'd say, a classic CrossFit athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm saying
time
like
domain
which
domain
is usually what the
minutes.
Open is anyway.
Yeah, couplets and triplets.
Yeah. So
it is.
It would
basically the Open.
Yeah. But I'm even thinking more like even more fine-tuned than that. Like no 20-minute workouts, only like 21:15:9 style, 8-minute or less.
That wouldn't be a good test of fitness.
Maybe not. I don't disagree with that. But I'm just saying maybe if Glassman's programming it, maybe it goes back to just like couplets and triplets and really shorter time domains and no handstand walking. And
I mean, he's not. I mean, the guy invented CrossFit and defined fitness. He knows what it takes to test someone with a well-rounded set of workouts. I don't think he's going to do like
Cindy
just 5-minute workouts and only Fran's, only Fran, Diane, Elizabeth.
Wouldn't that be funny though? Like, if there was only girl workouts. Do you think then
you
go?
Probably could do a well-rounded one. You got a 20-minute. Cindy's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like time domain wise.
Yeah.
He's not going to do all the same time domain.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah. I'm laughing at Cindy, but it could very well be an open workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cindy could 100% be
or
a
Mary.
great open
workout. Be a great open workout.
Yeah. It would be disgusting.
It'd be so bad.
Yeah.
So
We'd
bad.
see like some 42,
you know how bad your
43.
pecs would hurt the next day?
Man.
Oh my!
I feel like
God.
it would be an awful open workout only because movement standards would be horrendous in the affiliates.
Maybe a greater potential.
In our affiliate, it'd be great, but in some affiliates, it would be.
Every year, it's the same thing, man.
But like air squats and push-ups.
make it
Versus,
hand
like-
release push-ups.
Dude,
Yeah.
deadlifts, like
Yeah.
it's all the same. It's clear. Stand up all the way, get
Yeah.
below parallel. Like there's not. It's easy. Pistols. If you did pistols, it'd be the same thing. If you pull-ups, it's like the chin's barely getting over the bar. Like it's all the same. All the movement standards are hard to judge.
Mm-hmm.
All the
You've got the
there's so many
authority on that.
affiliates
But I mean,
out
an
there.
air
that
squat. I
kinda-
mean, we could probably agree that an air squat, people are gonna ride that line.
of course.
Yeah, exactly.
You always ride the line.
Yeah. So, I mean,
You, is that a jab at PT? You
Every-
always ride the
No,
line.
like
in the open.
sorry,
I
people
mean,
in general.
Yeah.
People who
Try.
compete in the open. You're trying to go as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So let's move on, step up a camp. So we talked about general people open and kind of the
Mhm.
breakdown of that. What do you think the people who were trying to qualify for regionals, where do you think they are? Do you think they're going to do the open this year? Do you think they're just going to stick to qualifying for RX level sanction competitions? What do you think those, because you guys are probably friends with a few of those people. We don't have to name names, but like, you know, people who maybe get into or have in the past or are trying to get top 100, whatever. Where do you
Depends if they love CrossFit, because if they do CrossFit because they love it, or if they do it just because they want to go to the games and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think the breakdown is? If you had to guess, like percentage-wise, between
Oh man,
people who are just competing to compete.
I know like Josh
don't-
Gervais is a guy who I think of off the top of my head who's like,
Also, an affiliate owner, like, you know, we've always said like we're just always gonna do the open.
yeah,
Mhm.
You know,
yeah.
as long as it exists, you know, and as long as it's in line with what we believe, which is still is, then we're gonna do the open. I don't know if I've heard of people saying they're just not gonna do the open because I'm not gonna go to the games. Like,
Right.
Did you honestly think you were gonna go to the games last year?
Well, I mean,
Like,
not even the games, but like, so like you guys, I'm not even talking because you guys are good enough. You qualify for elite level sanctionals. I'm talking
Yeah.
about people who weren't qualifying for regionals, but were
Mhm.
really trying to.
like
yeah.
like bubble athletes,
Not even bubble, like
less than bubble.
yeah, like
Second page.
people who think in, like people who
Whoa,
have
whoa,
like
whoa! Second page. Who looks at the second page?
like people who
Wasn't Reza at the top of this, or did he make it back to the first?
I don't know. We were
I
making
don't
fun
know.
of them.
yeah. Let's
Get
go
on
like
the first page at least. Rez. I
50 to
think he
30.
did.
You know.
think you
I
did.
think he did.
Those
yeah,
kind of people.
you're right. Like,
You don't
imagine
know.
your whole like you've been, you know, you started CrossFit 4 years ago. You you did the open. You were like 300, and then you're like, okay, next year I'm gonna go 100, and then you finished like 40th last year, and like, oh, just making it to regionals
Yeah.
would be amazing. Like
Like people.
and now it's just like that's completely gone.
Yeah.
It's maybe some of them will look at that and say like, you know, there's no point, or
Yeah.
they'll just give themselves the same goal and be like, hey, now I want to
Yeah.
be top 50 in Canada.
If you quit
just
now,
for
if
it.
you quit now, you should have reevaluated while you were doing it a long time ago.
But like on the same note, it's like maybe they were just doing it to get to regionals though because they wanted some stage competition. Like I don't necessarily think that's bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like if like I think like they're doing it to be healthy, sure, but they're a competitive person. Maybe they quit playing whatever their competitive sport was and they're like, I'm gonna try to go to regionals because there's some coolness about going to like an actual sanctioned
Yeah,
event.
There's probably more chance for them to make one now.
At
for
the,
sure there is, and that's why it's like less prestigious.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And like
You know,
they're
it's like-
only going to make the RX level, which no one knows exists. The only cool things at the sanctionals are the elite levels,
Yeah,
which those people have no chance at.
There's a couple people I know in the elite levels who
yeah,
weren't
well, I
really
mean,
close.
The standards for every sanctional is
It's
different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you could- yeah, you
you
could,
did not
like-
have.
All
yeah.
I'm saying is if your goal
You didn't
was
have
to
open
make
athletes
it
in
to an event with like a stage,
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity is still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's for
Mhm.
sure. You can
Yeah.
pick. Oh, I mean, yeah, you can still do it.
So, but for the most part, other than a couple sanctionals, the path to do that is not the open. So the original question, like, are
Yeah,
those
why
people?
would they even sign up for the
Yeah.
open? Yeah. Well, some sanctioned events actually do pick from the open.
Yeah.
Like the Australian one.
Oh yeah,
One of the Australian ones they
That's
said
sweet.
they're going to pick from the open.
the down under one,
Yeah.
something down under.
Which is weird to me because I was saying this to you earlier. It's like these competitions. Like honestly, I'd love to see the back end of these competitions to see like how they're actually making money because I don't believe they actually are.
Mhm.
And if they are, it's because of their online qualifier. So like
Mhm.
this Australian one, it's like
Mm.
how are you making money
yeah.
if you're not doing an open? Like you're gonna have to charge spectators up the yin yang to come watch these elite, and it's in Australia.
Mhm.
Was this
Like-
an established one like that had
I
been
don't know.
going for the year throughout the years?
I don't know. And that's another thing about
Maybe they built
Wodapalooza too.
themselves
It's like
big enough.
there's so many athletes. There's like 1,000 athletes competing, and the same thing at the Granite Games, and it's a competition to pick people to go to the CrossFit Games. But at the same time, there's like 4 different stages. The stages are tiny. It's like there's some, there's some. It's not like regionals, right?
There's gonna be
there's gonna be some kinks to work
growing
out.
pains.
Yeah, growing pains for sure.
What I mean is, like, if you want to go to Wodapalooza and you're like a top 100 athlete, like, you can go to Wodapalooza. Like anybody can make Wodapalooza or other competitions.
They even had scale divisions on Wodapalooza, which is just basically register for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they have to. Like, a sanctioned event is not going to make money off of 20 elite teams and 20 athletes and people spectating, and that's why regionals wasn't making money.
Yeah,
it's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, like Rogue is just purely funding theirs.
Probably.
Pocket. Yeah.
Or they're gonna find some way to monetize it by streaming it, or
hopefully not
I don't know.
Elite.
Yeah. Or like charging people to come watch.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
How much was it for Wodapalooza? You had to buy a ticket.
$115 American for a 3-day pass. For a 3-day pass, which was like $170 Canadian.
And you couldn't even watch, man.
No, you couldn't.
Like, and I'm not bashing Wodapalooza or whatever. Like, it's a huge competition, and like they probably had everything planned before it was a sanctioned event, and they probably had to add like the elite and everything. So it might change next year, and they were just like kind of getting ready for it. But like, people couldn't. There's not enough seats.
Yeah, I think
watch the elite or to watch anything.
Yeah, for them, I think it was like one of those like good problem to have. We're gonna learn from it kind of thing. Because maybe it just has never been this busy. Because like Flagger was great.
You went last year.
The main stage was great, but
was it as busy?
I think it was. Yeah, about as busy. It's just there's so many. Like, even if there would be no spectators, there's 1,000 people. I'm throwing 1,000 out. I don't know if it was actually 1,000, but
it's hard outside to have because you got to bring in stands and stuff. Right?
Yeah,
it's true.
So it's like you don't have when you got the stadium set up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like if they could have more like Flagger, their main one in the middle was great. Like, you had to get there in time to actually get a seat, but you got a seat. The ones that were the problem were like the deck and the base side, which are ones that there's no seats. It was just like crowds.
Yeah.
So if they can get stadium seating for those ones, I think they'd be golden. You just have to be smart and get there early. But that's like anything. That's like going to a movie at a theater, like whatever.
Or like kind of like the games does if they're going to have an offsite workout, like almost have it start or finish in the main staged area so that you can see the fin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when they're always running around the whole.
Yeah.
That was another thing that Dave Castro was really good at is like planning the workout for the spectators.
Yep.
So you know what I heard on wait, who's telling me this? Was it you or maybe someone else was telling me that on the Froning and Friends podcast? Froning was saying that he was talking to Dave and was asking, has there been any competitions like reach out to you for your help? And he was like, no, there wasn't. There hasn't been. He was saying it almost in a way that he was trying to encourage people to reach out to him.
Yeah. Right.
I wonder if anyone will.
Yeah.
Dave should start his own like
programming
company for all these sanctioned events. I mean, that'd be crazy.
Does he still work for HQ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the game side
Both.
as well? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's the same spot, I think.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen him like post about stuff like that as much anymore.
Shooting guns, chopping wood.
Yeah, pretty much.
He moved back to Aromas, I think so.
Oh, interesting.
Up there now.
Let's talk games then. The third piece of that puzzle for the games athletes and stuff. So like what happens? Like do we even know, like I know the rule books come out but I haven't read it either.
Yeah.
But like so Vellner's good, whatever his name is, Sweeney is good.
Yeah.
Like
Newbury.
Are they going to participate? Because there was some talk about it being like a ranking system, like you do the open.
You still have to do the open.
You have to?
Yeah,
or
you
you
have
just
to
need
sign
to do
up
it to
and
get
do
a
the
good
open.
rank?
No, you have to do the open.
Really?
I think you
Fraser
don't
and a
have
recent.
to.
Really?
But you are just seated last.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Fraser in a recent thing talked about maybe not doing it.
Yeah. You're seated
last.
That's right. Yeah, you don't absolutely
Which is not
have
smart
to.
probably, but
Yeah.
unless you're Fraser.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, the way I look at it, I was thinking about this morning because I'm thinking of doing an individual comp, and I'm like, is it even worth it? Because like going to the CrossFit Games now, it would be almost more fun on a team, I think.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting eliminated after one workout. You know, like there's going to be 150 people who show up, they'll get eliminated right away. And it's just like, damn it, man. Like I should have just been on a team. At least I'll get to work out all weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, because there's going to be only 16 teams.
I know.
Yeah.
They're not going to chop, half of them on day
You
one.
almost have to plan to go to be a spectator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just happen to get one workout in.
Go,
like, sweet.
And then plan, like, bring all your friends. Be like, guys, we're just gonna like hang out and watch the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm gonna do the first workout.
Yeah, I'll do the first workout. I'll be with you guys in a sec here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you like, how serious are they taking it? How serious are other athletes? Like, because then theoretically, like, if it's a placement thing, then with the fitness level of these top guys, they can just go in and quote unquote sandbag it, come top 100 and still probably be good, because out of that top 100, only maybe 30 of them are actually going to the games.
I think that's just a stupid risk to take, though. Like most competitors are just gonna. It's just there's too much unknowns right now. It's like just do the open, crush it like you normally would.
That's right.
And then we'll see after the first year how it is. Like if you show up at the games this year and you realize, fuck, I didn't have to do the open. Next year, just don't do it.
Yeah,
But like to take that risk right now. I mean, if your name's Matt Fraser, sure, because you're gonna win no matter what.
Yeah.
But
So are you talking from just like a during the 5 weeks thing or leading up to it?
Both. I'm just like, I feel like there's too much that we don't know for us to like assume and then not do as best we can in certain areas. It's like, just I think about myself. It's like I'm thinking, can I finish top 20 in open? Maybe, maybe not. Am I gonna just like not do it or not work, not try hard? Like I'm still gonna try hard.
Yeah.
And am I not gonna do team events because I want to go individual or vice versa? Like no, like. Yeah. You kind of just everyone's just kind of feeling out the first year.
Doesn't make sense to game it.
Yeah, there's no gaming to be done because we have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you don't know, like maybe they'll end up taking the top 40 because everyone in the top 20 will have qualified in some other way.
That's right.
So,
or maybe last minute they add or take away a rule or something like that.
Yeah, it's just too much unknowns.
Just throw something in there.
Yeah,
so just do it. Compete as hard as you can.
I'm just thinking it'll be interesting to see because like. I mean, there are a few notable athletes who have said, like Vellner has said and Fraser has said that this is their off season now. They punched their ticket. This is their off season. Yeah. That means the Open's going to fall during their off season, which
that also means that their off season is anybody's on season times 10.
Yeah. Dude, you're also thinking
like their off. I'm just saying, like their off season is still like they're still in unbelievable shape.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They still will crush the Open. And they
that was mainly my question. Is I'm not doubting the fact that they'll crush the Open. I'm just saying like how many other athletes are going to maybe not prepare as hard. They'll still try their best in the Open.
Only the ones that win sanctioned events.
Yeah, or think they're going to win sanctioned events.
Yeah.
No, they will. If they haven't won one, if they haven't won one yet, they will go as hard as possible.
So there's going to be 4. There's going to be officially 5 athletes that will have already 5 guys, 5 girls, 5 teams that will already have qualified when the Open starts.
Right.
Yeah. So that means there's 11 more to be qualified after.
Right.
So there's only one left because Newberry, Sweeney, Vellner, and Fraser.
Yeah.
And then Sam Briggs.
Yeah. She's won everything.
Maddie Sturt.
Right? Yeah. I know.
Sturt, yeah.
But she's
Tia
and Katrin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who's the other one? There's one more. Tia, Maddie Sturt, Sam Briggs, Katrin.
That's it.
And then that's 4.
Yeah, but there's the 5th one is the first week of the Open, the UK one.
Oh, the UK one. Yeah. Right.
I've heard. Oh, you told me that they're doing the Open workout of the week as one of the workouts.
Yeah, I don't know how confirmed that is, but I heard it because it's the first week of the Open.
It makes complete sense
on their website.
Is it? Okay, yeah. So.
Like, I had that question, too. I'm like, holy moly, how are they going to get top athletes? Because these top athletes are going to have to do the Open workout either before or after the competition.
Yeah.
But that's really awesome.
And traveling and everything, yeah.
Yeah, now the individuals don't have to worry about that because they're going to get their Open score in.
I don't know how the teams are going to do it, but, yeah.
But the teams don't qualify through the Open this year, do they? No. There's no.
You're right, like if the teams have already qualified, the teams who have already qualified, they don't need to do the Open.
Because there's no ranking system on teams. Yeah. So, like, Fronin's not going to do the Open this year, potentially. Oh, he hasn't actually qualified a team yet, but he's also not going
individual.
They're
going to China, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how that... I never thought of that. I wonder how that's going to
I wonder if Froning will still do the Open and come top 20 in the world and then not make a team and then take his individual invite. I wonder if that's the only circumstance he would ever go individual.
He probably could finish top 20. I think he will.
Yeah.
Probably will finish top 20. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but there's no, like we were talking, there's no gaming. You just do it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to do some individual qualifiers. You're going to try as best you can to finish top 20. I'll do individual comps, team comps. It's the Wild West out there, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone, especially after seeing Wodapalooza, I'm telling you, like every games athlete is like now.
Scheming.
Yeah, they're scheming. They're scheming. They're trying to do teams, individual, getting here. Like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no loyalties. It's like people are just making teams and then like stealing people from
hedging
different
their
teams.
bets on different ones.
Just gotta keep your chances as high as possible.
Yeah.
Ever since they saw Ramwad Witt just come in and clean up house, they're like, we can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Ramwad Witt.
So like in my schedule right now, I've basically committed to 3 different teams. I've committed to one with Kenny and Jen, and then I've committed to one with you guys. And then there's another one in the French Throwdown that I want to do. So with Laura, so it's like, and then I want to do some indies.
Yeah.
So it turns out that this new format is actually pretty fun.
I think it's dude, I think it's so dope. I think
it's not made for a dad, but it's pretty fun.
You know what's interesting too is like looking at the qualifiers and stuff. Like we just did a team qualifier.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the Iceland qualifier. And at first, when they announced all this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many qualifiers. It's going to literally take up your whole life. It's so stressful. Like the fact that there's so many, I'm almost less stressed about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm not treating them all with that same respect that I treat just the Open every single year.
No.
And a lot of them are shorter. Like the 2 weeks of the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge, the Iceland, 3 workouts, 10 days.
Great.
Boom.
Yeah. Wow.
They do them just in 3 days, back to back to back, done.
I mean, there's some smart people in these positions, and like especially Iceland, like it's a bunch of competitors. It's Annie and Fred, and obviously they have partners with it, but they know what competitors want to do.
Yeah.
Competitors don't want to be stressing out over this
for 5 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, and we've always said, like competitors always said, give us 2 workouts in the Open in a week. Let's go for 3 weeks and give us 2 workouts a week. Let's do that instead.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like jam-pack your qualifier. It's an investment of like 3 workouts over 10 days. You plan it as much as you want. It's kind of like the team series, right?
Yeah.
That's the fun thing. It's like also planning which one do you do first and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get on to but I just think it's so cool now. I think all you guys are going to have so much more fun now. You know what I mean? With this new format, like you love competing. That's why part of the reason why you're doing it. And now you get to do it as much as you want in all these cool places.
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Like if you're only like, I've never been to the games. I'm a regional competitor, right? I look at the year. If I don't make it to regionals, like that whole year of training, it really sucks because I don't get to, prove what I'm capable of on a competition floor.
Yeah.
Now I can go to these sanctionals at any time of year. If I feel like it, I'll just try to qualify for one and go.
Yeah.
And if I don't make one, there's one right after.
Yeah.
If I don't make that, there's one right after that, and you always kind of can just sort of chew away at the year, be just projecting that. If I don't want to do individual, like call up a couple people, but hey, you want to go team? Like it's really cool.
And competing's fun. We've like started this because competing is fun, and then realistically, if you don't make it to the games, you only compete once in a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of one thing that I realized after coming back from Wodapalooza, and I was talking to Sarah about it. I was like, this is, like, I just had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, obviously there's some ups and downs, and like, there's things to change, and the competition, the programming or blah, 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 whatever. But it was still like, I still had a wicked time.
Yeah.
And that's when I made that post. I'm like, I'm definitely going to be doing more of these, whether it's individual or team.
And we finally got a
Canadian
regional / sanctional in Canada again.
Yeah, it's true. Starting in 2020.
And it's in Montreal.
Yeah.
Which we've always said it would be the craziest if we had one in Montreal because the fans there are nuts.
Yeah,
that's true.
we'll get a lot of people to that one for sure.
A lot of people.
Yeah. So let's finish it. We'll chat for those who are insular to our gym, and then maybe like people who care about our thoughts on the affiliate stuff. What we're doing this year at NCR, because you guys mentioned earlier that it's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So why don't you guys break that down?
We're doing Intramurals, which a lot of gyms have done in the past. We never really did it because we always felt that
we're all just so focused on us.
We are focused on us. So I guess we're
well
selfish. But also I always felt kind of that Intramurals were a way for gyms to like boost people's interest. And we've always had interest. We've always had tons of interest. So it's just like, oh, let's just do the same thing we always do. Everyone always has fun just doing it individually anyway. But then with the whole changes thing, we're like, let's go a different route without the announcements, the official Thursday night announcements, so and try to get people going a little bit.
This was kind of like, to go back to what we talked about earlier, this was kind of like your guys' idea for a replacement for that a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, have people, just give people a different reason to do the open.
Yeah. We want it to be like every Saturday it's a party, right? We want it to be a party every Saturday. We're going to give reasons people to show up. We'll have different challenges every week. The draft is going to be completely random. It's going to be names out of a hat. You know, it's not about skill level or anything like that. And we just want to get people fired up for it because, you know, we maybe feel like they're not as fired up as they used to be. So it's like, let's do this. You know, it's the same thing. Nothing has changed. Let's still do this and let's have even more fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we put up on the board at NCR. So if you sign up for the open, pay the $20, you're on a team. If your team wins,
the team is led by a coach.
Yeah.
So we've got 8 teams.
Yeah, not 7 teams.
Yeah. We've got
like 8. We had originally.
Yeah, we've got 8
I have a team now.
Led by a coach.
Yeah.
And there's going to be, you know, it's not all going to be performance based. It's going to be also like spirit, community, challenges.
Biggest age gap.
Yeah, biggest age gap, oldest athlete, youngest athlete, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the winner, the team that wins, everyone in that team puts their name in a hat, and then we're going to pick one name, and they're going to get 6 months for free at NCR.
Boom.
So
yeah. Motivation.
Yeah.
That's a worthwhile investment. $20 for potentially, I don't know how much that is, but a lot of bucks.
It's a couple bucks, yeah.
Couple bucks.
Quick math.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, though. So what do they have to do? Do they have to just
sign up?
Just sign up for the
open.
Yeah.
On the games, they don't have to sign up at the gym or anything?
Yeah, exactly. You can, if you're not going to officially sign up for the open, you can still participate in intramurals and do the open workouts, but you will not be. If your team wins, you won't be put into the draw.
I feel like that's just a good lottery ticket to buy, man. $20. You got a 1 in 8 chance of being in the draw.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get a shitload of content on it. You're gonna be there, taking pictures, making videos,
open vlogs,
cool. open vlogs. Love it.
And it's actually cool. They've got the custom leaderboard back. Yeah. With, you know, I don't know how they're going to do it online, but you've got like the hashtags now that they're talking about that you can follow. So every team will have their hashtag. Hashtag Coach Nate, hashtag Coach Pete, hashtag Coach PT, etc. And it'll be easy to set up a leaderboard so we can all like go against each other. Yeah.
I'm going to change our name.
To what?
Hashtag Team Nation.
Team Nation.
Hashtag Team Media.
Team Media. That's good. Yeah. We'll get the coaches to change their names. Yeah.
Good call.
Team Rugby.
We will.
Gailey. Yeah. Team McGill, actually.
Team Moran.
Team McGill.
Team McGill, yeah.
Or Montreal wannabe.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No.
That's it.
Pretty much does it.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Man. Is it LA?
If I don't say Pat,
if I
don't say the Pats, Reza will be pissed.
I was gonna invite Reza over to watch, but I thought for sure he would just want to be at home by himself. But he's going to Derek's.
Yeah,
he's going to watch it. He's gonna be so stressed.
Hashtag Team D-Lace.
Big Lasso.
Big D.
What do you think, Rams, Patriots?
Let's go Patriots. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots just because I want to stay in Reza's good books.
Yeah.
If we want Reza to have a good week, Patriots needs to win.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Helpful.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Awesome.
We'll talk to you later.